Hello, welcome back to GearHeadGeeks, where in this video we are going to do a quick oil change on the Kawasaki H2. I know this is not anything special. Changing oil is not a big deal, but there is some things you have to do on an H2 that maybe people don't know. So let's go on ahead and we'll get started on it. And it's a real simple operation. The first thing you need to do is we take a 3mm Allen head, and this happens to be a wobble head, so you can just kind of take it and it'll pop out. We need to remove this small fairing here. And the only reason we need to remove it is just to get at the oil filter. And it does make it a little bit easier. So there's four screws that hold this thing in. And on these 4 screws are plastic washers on each one. So anytime that there's on a Kawasaki like this, it is, anytime there's a screw up against painted surfaces, they'll put a little plastic washer on it. So we're going to need to drain the oil here. Oh, we got a little leaky in there. I think that was interesting. Do a little cleanup on that. So anyway, we're going to take a 8mm Allen and break it loose, and all we need to do, now we got it broken loose, we'll just go on ahead and and it's actually fairly clean oil, but I change it quite often because I need this motorcycle to last, and it has gone almost 90,000 miles, and I change the oil anywhere from 3,000 to 4,000 miles, something like that, sometimes sooner, depending on how hard I ride it. In the summertime, I usually will change it a little more often. Now I'm going to take an oil filter wrench and I'm just going to break loose the oil filter. And we'll let that drain. Trying to do everything without making a mess. And we'll let that drain a bit. So next, I'm going to take off the old crush washer and put on a brand new one. I'm going to clean this off a little bit, obviously. Always clean everything within an inch of its life. You want everything to be completely sanitary. You don't want any dirt anywhere. And this poor bolt has seen a a lot of road debris come up from the wheel and it hits the bolts. Anyway, brand new crush washer. So it's ready to go back in. But first, I'm going to rinse off any debris that might be sitting around in there. We want to get everything nice and clean. And I'm just going to take a little bit of brake clean and just spray off any weird residues or anything like that that needs to be dealt with. Little drop of oil and run it around the seal. And take it, spin it on. Okay, and with dry clean hands, you want to, well, first of all, let's put this plug back in so it's not leaking all over everything. And I have a little room to work. And you want to make sure you get this good and tight. By hand, though. And we'll just give it a little bit of a, we'll give it just a bit of a twist, just to make sure it's all nice and tight. And that's good. And now we can take our 8mm Allen and tighten this up. Good. And wipe off any mess that we've made. Good. And now all that we need to do is put everything back together. We can put our cover back on. So, wipe off any stuff on the inside here. Okay, and we can then go on and lay this guy in place. And let me get the, I moved it. Get our cover back on. Bottom one's the hardest one to start, so we'll get it started. That's that. And we can now get this one into place. And this one into place. Start into rubber thingies. There we go. And lastly, we'll get this guy in. And we're done with that. Okay, we'll go over the other side, put some oil in this thing, and we're done. Okay, so now that our oil filter and our oil drain plug is tight and all the oil's been drained, we're going to take a 10mm hex driver, pop this loose, and you notice on this H2, this plug, which used to be black, is now silver. And I didn't do that, it just faded in the sun. Now, one of the worst things about an H2 is the angle you have to put oil in it. It is atrocious. So I've got this Motion Pro. This guy here is fantastic. You can get it in there, and it's got a magnet on it, and it'll hold itself in place. And you can actually put oil in this thing without making a giant size mess. It's really cool. The only thing you have to do is be careful. Don't be scratching your paint up with the magnet, but it's fine. As a matter of fact, what you can do, and we'll do that, I'm going to take a paper towel and put it between the tank and the magnet, and that way you don't, if you spill any on there, it doesn't spill on the paint, and it doesn't scratch anything. Now, I use Kawasaki oil. I've been using it from the very get-go. I've had this engine apart in many ways, and it has been almost like new. The synthetic might be better, but I change the oil often enough to where I don't need synthetic, and it'd be a waste of money. And second of all, I just haven't had that great luck with synthetics. So we're going to put all 4 quarts in here. Make sure you can see this guy. Yeah. This Motion Pro funnel is the best funnel. It really is. I mean, and what's nice about it is you can do measuring with it. You can turn it off so you can put it in a fork tube, measure out exactly how much you want in there, and then turn it on. And it is just perfect. And then you can take this guy and let him drain out completely. No moss, no mess, no nothing. And another quart. Okay, so we put 5 quarts in, and what we need to do now is we need to start the bike. We'll let this drain and clean itself out. We need to start the bike so that it circulates in there. And I mean, and one of the things you could do is with the new oil filter is pre-fill it a little bit. That's not a bad thing. It can be a little messy because it's almost at a 90-degree angle and it wants to pour out, so I don't do that. So you take this, and now that it's drained out fairly well, I'm going to just pop it loose. I can go on ahead and turn this guy off, and I drip a drop. Anyway, so now you want to make sure that nothing is in there because it'll catch the clutch teeth in there, and you don't want to do that. And you just want to screw this on a little bit so that it doesn't make a mess. And we'll give it a quick start. know when the pressure is built in this because the chains quit rattling. There's two chains, the supercharger chain and the timing chain. And they rattle a little bit at startup. So here we go. And our oil level, let me get the camera down here, is I don't know if you can see it, but it is right at the top. And that's just perfect. And that, boys and girls, is all there is to it. And we're just going ahead, tighten this bad boy up. And the oil is changed. That's it. That's all there is to it. And that's all there is to changing the oil on H2. It's a relatively simple operation. I'm going to go on ahead and lube up the chain, and we will see you next time on GearHeadGeeks. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like. And again, we'll see you next time.